Washington's now officially considering arming the Syrian rebels. This after holding back for 2 years. It's all according to the Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel. The dramatic twist comes just days after U.S. officials claimed that they have unconfirmed intelligence pointing to the use of chemical weapons by the Syrian regime. The latest report on the situation from Washington and RT's Guyane Chichikan.
So far, the administration has been reluctant to arm the rebels directly, although its allies have been doing that for the past 2 years. There have been persistent reports of increasing radicalization of anti-Assad forces. You have an al-Qaeda-affiliated group operating there, and the opposition generally welcomes their efforts, so the concerns are there. Now, the administration says it's rethinking arming Syrian opposition fighters. Secretary Hagel said the administration is considering a range of options. He also said he personally has not decided whether it would be wise to provide weapons to the rebels. So there is nothing definitive in those remarks at this stage, but the context of recent events has created a certain momentum, and this kind of momentum may end up bolstering those forces on the ground and actually result in more violence, because those fighters want weapons, and they want heavy weapons. Now, President Obama this week said if there is proof that Assad government, Assad forces have used chemical weapons in Syria, that would be, quote, a game changer. Again, he said the U.S. had evidence that the weapons were used, but had no conclusive evidence to tie it to the Assad government. Right now, both the rebels and Assad forces blame each other for the alleged chemical attack in the middle of March in Aleppo. The Syrian government requested the UN to send a mission to investigate the incident. The UN fact-finding team has been on standby and ready to deploy, but then the UN chief appears to have changed his plans for the investigation. Here's Russia's foreign minister with more on that.
The Syrian government asked the Secretary General to deploy a team to investigate this particular situation. The Secretary General stated that he is ready to do this, but a couple of days later he sent a letter to the Syrian government demanding an access for the international experts to all territory, to the entire territory of Syria, as well as access to any site and any person this team would like to talk to or to visit. And this is something which really defeats the purpose of immediate and thorough investigation into a specific reported case of the use of chemical substances. To have unimpeded access to any site, to any person in Syria, resembles very much the Security Council resolutions regarding Iraq. And we all remember the end of that story.
So now, instead of investigating a concrete incident, the UN wants access to all sites. And this inquiry has once again thrust the United Nations into the center of a possible hunt for weapons of mass destruction, where it faces the ghost of Iraq. The fear, again, is that politics may get ahead of facts.